Hello and welcome to another episode of Moose's Gear Goo Review. I'm Moose, and today we have a knife review. This one's kind of unique. This is Buck 830 Marksman Folder. The Buck 830 Marksman Folder. This is a collaboration design with G&G Hawk, which stands for Grant and Gavin Hawk collaboration. Okay, and the unique thing right off the bat about this knife is the SLS locking system, or the strong lock system, which I think was referred to as kind of being a backstrap lock, which has this funky piece here, and we'll talk about that in a sec. Pardon the cat. Anyways, I got this knife in a trade. It's a pretty unique knife. I like it a lot, and it's really cool. Though I do have hang-ups about this lock, but the materials otherwise are pretty fantastic. Overall length on this knife is 8.25 inches. The blade length is 3.5 inches. The handle length is 4.75 inches. The handle thickness is 0.48 inches. The overall weight is 4.3 ounces. And the blade material is 154 cm with the Boss heat treat, which is pretty sweet. That's really awesome. All right, so talking about this knife. First off, the overall profile of the knife, the handle looks really sweet. It's kind of a matte finished aluminum handle. It has good contours. I guess I'm talking about the handle first. Good contours, got a really nice finger guard that locks in there, and it's rock solid in hand as far as the handle. This weird backstrap SLS lock doesn't have any jimping on top, but there's jimping on the sides. But it does provide a really flat spot for your thumb to sit, and the rest of the grip here actually kind of holds it in hand really well. So there's no issues with that. Other than that, yeah, it got these cool little contoured, grooved out areas in the aluminum to offer grip, and they do. They actually function pretty well. So the grip's not bad, and it just looks cool. Blade shape, kind of standard Buck drop point. Got that nice flat with the belly towards the front there. It has a cutout thumb hole deployment, so you can either swing it out with the thumb, or you can use the flipper. That does have jimping on top, and that actually locks in really well. Now, I will say, out of all the knives I've owned so far, this thing is the smoothest deploying flipper I've ever had. It doesn't have any spring assist, and you just barely flick it, and it just rockets out. Like, I'm barely touching it there, and it's crazy. Well, that's good to know. So if you don't open it all the way, because of the locking mechanism, it might actually spring back at you. But for the most part, give it, a solid affirmative trigger, and it just rockets out, locks up solid. I like the size of the knife. It is made in the USA. It has the G&G Hawk collaboration marking here. And it's 154 cm with the Boss heat treat symbol, so you know it's good. It should hold an edge for a killer long time. Other than that, it kind of has stylized pivots, deep carry pocket clip that is reversible, so left or right tip up only. And then the locking mechanism does make this a true ambidextrous knife, because you can unlock it on either side. So now let's talk about the lock, because that's the more unique feature. The other thing that I don't get about this lock is that they have this cutout here. and it exposes some of the blade. Now I don't know why. I don't know if they just thought that'd look cool. It just adds a look to it. There's no reason because this doesn't flex down. It kinda is chamfered there to get underneath, so maybe that's the reason why the cutout's there. It's probably to get underneath, but other than that, I see no function to it. That must be the reason. So the lock, really kind of funky looking thing. I personally, for this size knife, I don't like it. Just because I don't have the, I don't know, the right size hands to unlock this safely. This thing, like I said, it flips out super nice. Those ball bearings are ridiculously smooth, but that means this thing can also flip shut faster than you know it. So, if I do it, the meat of my palm might actually get in front of the blade and get caught. So it's a very nerve-wracking knife. My buddy, he got used to it, and he was able to flick it open and close like he had a axis lock. I don't mind doing two-handed close. See, like that thing just slammed shut. So, for me, I don't like the lock because of that. It's a little bit too difficult personally for me to use. But this is definitely an awesome knife for anyone's collection. As a collector knife, definitely would want to have this, especially if you're into collecting unique locks. This would be an excellent knife for your collection. The materials are rock solid. Other than the lock is adjustable. If this does tend to wear out, you'll just slide this whole strap back and it'll continue to lock up. With the way you deploy it, it's always locked up for me, rock solid. So yeah, let's compare it to some other knives real quick just to give you a size comparison. I only got a couple here. We got the Cold Steel ProLite Sport, Kershaw Swerve, and I don't know, we'll introduce Lay Duck for anyone who has one of those. Alright, so as you can see, we have 3.5-inch blade, maybe even just a hair over. You know, the ProLite Sport's a 3.25 inch. So, you know, you can see the size there. Longer blade, longer handle, but actually the handle is fairly close to the other knives. Let's check the thickness. Thicker than the Kershaw Swerve. Handle-wise, it's slimmer than the Swerve handle. ProLite Sport, I think slightly thicker than the ProLite Sport. Handle-wise, I think it might be slightly thinner than the ProLite Sport handle. And then I think slightly thicker than Lay Duck, and handle-wise, it might be the same or slightly thicker. This knife's cool. I'll do a review of it soon. Alright, so that's that. Now let's get into the ugly brown glove test, because I want to lose a finger today. So right off the bat, the anodized aluminum is slick in places, but those cutouts do actually lock in pretty well, and the jimping on the side gives me enough grip points that, you know, I have an okay grip on it. Actually a pretty good grip, though it could be matted a little bit more, and that would add some texture, but for the most part good. Deploying the blade, easy to find that. There is jimping on top of the flipper, and it flips right open. In hand, remember those cutouts there add a sufficient amount of grip, though there is no grip on top. If I put it on the side, there is grip because of the jimping on the edge of the SLS lock. Unlocking the blade, it's doable, but I don't have the right leverage or thumb strength with this size knife to make it happen. I think I just have short thumbs, so but it is doable. There is grip enough to undo it, so I'm not going to factor that in. So overall, it is grippy enough. I'll probably say that this passes the ugly brown glove test with we'll say 75%. If the rest of the handle scales were a little bit grippy, or if it was a G10 or just matted or even more textured, this would definitely be rocking it. The lock is usable with a glove, and the deployment is usable with the glove. So excellent job. So there you have it, guys. This is the Buck Marksman something. I forgot the name already. The Buck Marksman folding knife. G&G Hawk collaboration. Really unique knife. If you're a collector and you want something unique, or you just want to gift it to someone who would really appreciate it, or somebody with larger thumbs, longer thumbs, and you think that this knife would work, it is a full-sized folding folder. This would be a great knife for them. So cool. Check out these other videos. Check that in the upper right hand corner. Click the red subscribe button. Give me a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you outside. Thank you.